If a throne could inspire a door, this would be the one, you think, as you look up and up and up at the impressive door looming above you. The wood is a rich plum colour with an iron tree set over it. The decoration creeps up above the door into an arch that adds height and intimidation. The handle is a jagged metal that bites into your palm. As you push, it grinds against the stone for a moment with a loud groan, almost a growl, before heavily opening.
As you stand at the gates of the city of coal, everything looms in front of you like a singular dirty machine. You see two guards standing at each side of one of the doors to the city, but they appear to be statues more than they appear to be people. The gates themselves are locked with this enormous padlock.
I don't know if we're going to be welcome here. Should we try to find an alternate way in, or go up to these guards and try to talk to them?
I would like to eyeball the walls and see if there's a way that I think I can sneak in over them. Or through them. There's some way through them.
The walls are hammered fairly smooth, with rivets holding what appeared to be previously scrap metal together. It doesn't appear immediately that you can see a way in or out through the wall, unless you wanted to climb using the rivets.
G.U.M.D.R.O.P will turn to Jack and be like, "Oh, I can maybe climb up."
All right, yeah, get like a lay of what's on the other side, so if we do sneak in, we don't go into something unexpected.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, remember that recon thing? The quiet.
Oh, yeah.
Be quiet, too. Silent as the night.
Tell you what I can do. This place is covered in soot, right?
It is indeed.
We could argue that it's pretty shadowy.
We could absolutely make the argument that it's very shadowy.
Okay. I'm going to walk over to the nearest shadow and use Shadow Step.
All right.
To step into the city.
And you do so. The streets are cobblestone and dirty. And you notice a couple of things. One, that the city seems to be very busy and bustling. And two, that the fairly significant population of the city is entirely children.
Is there soot on the ground and just like a layer?
Kinda, yeah.
G.U.M.D.R.O.P is gonna just lay down on his back and then again on his front and just get totally. I am monochrome.
Gross.
Yeah, it's bad. But I would like to now hide and try to find important locations. I don't know. Places where we should go, what we should look out for.
Yeah.
I'm doing full recon. I'm scouting as much as I can. Sticking to the shadows and hiding, sneaking.
You notice a couple places that seem specifically important, and I will explain why they seem important at each of them. One, there appears to be what can only be described as cheerful little shop, or at least as cheerful as the space allows, with a long line of children towards it, like coming out of it. There is a sign hanging from the front that has the image of a cat head carved into it. You can see further down into the city an enormous palace, or factory, or palace factory. Maybe both? It's all a series of girders and tubes organized in a way that looks almost opulent. But it's just as dirty and rusty as the rest of everything. You see a couple more shops around the town, but notably, everything seems to be, as it stands, run by, proprietated by, frequented by children. You don't see a single adult. The person running the food stall selling street food and snacks, kid. The people who are going through, cleaning, or at least what they can, the streets, children. And all of them are as dirty as you'd expect living in the city of coal, but their clothes are tattered. Most of them are barefoot. And there is sort of this, it's not just a lack of Christmas spirit. It feels like these children absorb Christmas spirit.
I'd like to climb up onto a roof and I'm just imagining a lot of chimneys. There's just chimneys everywhere.
Yes.
So I'm using those to hide behind.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to make it seem as though a tiny Christmas tree just comes up out of the ground in the middle of the street. And if that's too much for minor illusion, then never mind.
No, I'll allow that. That's totally fine. You're not making it do anything additional other than just be a visual.
I mean, it's sparkly, it's got lights, it's got but that's all it's doing, yeah.
The children all look at it and sprint away as if you have dropped a bomb in the center of the city.
I continue to hide and I leave it there. I want to see what happens.
As it stands, you wait for a few minutes, but all that you see is these children recoiling away from this tree. Most of them are trying desperately not to look at it.
If it feels like, or it seems like I'm causing them pain or distress, I was waiting to see if a guard was going to come or some adult or something like that. If that does not happen, then it just kind of disappears again.
A couple of the children kind of come and look around to see what happened and the source of it, but are able to find nothing. It was an illusion after all. So, albeit a little hesitantly, the town sort of returns to its level of hustle and bustle.
Okay, so there's a big old palace / factory. Otherwise, a fairly normal town with kids running everything. I don't see anything else. I don't see a guardhouse or obvious defenses.
Roll perception for me, because there might be something you're missing.
I don't see it. Whatever it was. That's a nat 1.
Everybody looks around nervously, and you can tell that they're all seeing something that you're missing. But they do give you the impression of feeling like they're being watched.
I'm going to take one last look around, and if I don't see anything else worth reporting, then I'm going to step back into a shadow and reappear outside.
As it stands right now, you have seen everything that's a first pass see, and you step back into the shadows and reappear in front of your friends, who appear to have just have they just been waiting, or is one of them gnawing on the lock, trying to get it to open?
Well, are there guards at the lock?
There are guard statues.
Are they statues of kids?
No. They look very similar to tin soldiers. Only they're the same kind of copper or brass that makes up the entirety of this city. And they're not painted. They're not festive.
I'll look at Cedar and Halley and say, all right, I'm going to try to sneak up and see if I can do anything with this lock. Be ready to help me out, okay? If something goes wrong.
Yep.
Halley agrees, but is Hallie's just yep, but is sniffing around one of the statue guards. I think similar in a way to a golden retriever that doesn't understand the statue in the park can't throw the ball for them. Similar sort of vibes to it.
They can't give you pets. I'm so sorry. They can't pet you.
She desperately wants to interact with this thing.
Cedar?
Yeah, we've got you, man.
Yeah, I'll see if I can do anything with this lock.
All right, what are you trying to do?
Oh, wait. I just had an idea. First, I'm going to try to pick the lock.
All right, the lock is pretty sizable. That's going to be a little bit of a tricky maneuver, but I'll let you roll sleight of hand.
I'm not very good at it. I know that's 19.
A 19 is actually pretty sizable. You're able to get the lock to unlock, but it releases an alarm sound and then relocks itself. Some kind of thing coming down and splitting your lockpick. It falls out of the lock.
Oh, now it seems like we're on a time crunch. And there's dogs barking.
The alarm does stop as soon as it has relocked itself. You're not sure when it happened, but the heads of the statues are now looking at you.
If I like start to move away from the lock, do they stay trained on me?
No.
I'll look to Halley and say, "Hey, why don't you try that key you found?"
The gross one?
Yeah, the nasty one.
Oh. Yeah, I could do that. And Hallie will turn her head, reach back into her pack, pull out the gross key, and then spit it out, and then realize that's how she has to put it in the locks, pick it back up.
You could give it to one of your party members with hands.
No, Cedar extends a hand when she sees you spit it on the ground and look at it.
She'll spit it into your hand with just a bleh.
Thanks.
After she spits it out, Jack will reach in his pouch and pull out a cookie for Halley. Here, wash it down.
You didn't even get through the first word. She ate that cookie.
The key fits in the lock perfectly. And as you turn, it turns, and the lock opens. This time, with no alarm, no sound.
She's just going to sit there for a second, waiting for something to happen, and she's going to look up at both of the statues.
You're not sure when it happened, but neither of them are looking your way anymore. They look straight ahead, eyes focused on the horizon.
All right, I think we're good, maybe.
All right, as soon as G.U.M.D.R.O.P gets back, we'll head in.
It is almost as if you have the comedic timing of the universe being entirely created around you and your friends, that G.U.M.D.R.O.P steps out of the shadows, reappearing with just perfect timing.
Oh, hey. So, it's all kids? It's like all kids. There's nobody that's not a kid. Yeah. We're all going to stand out a lot.
Oh, by the way, I'm fully covered in soot.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind.
They also are real scared of, Christmas. I tried to show them a Christmas tree to, cheer them up, maybe. They all seemed kind of down in the dumps. And it didn't go over well. They didn't like it.
They didn't like a Christmas tree?
Yeah, I know.
This place really has sucked the Christmas spirit out. Even the kids don't like Christmas.
Well, might be that they're scared of it.
Yeah, maybe you just surprised them with the tree. Maybe they're just walking and then they're like, a tree.
That has happened to me before.
You just got scared by a tree?
Well, I was walking and then I turned my head and there's a tree.
Yeah, sometimes they just come up.
I guess I underestimated the possible terrifying nature of trees. Maybe I'm immune to tree fear. Might be a special feature of being war-baked.
Were you infused with maple syrup? I think that makes you immune to tree fears.
No, but it's cinnamon. That's tree bark. It's kind of the same thing, isn't it?
It's kind of, I guess. It's not like the blood of a tree, but it's kind of, yeah.
No, it's just tree skin.
Gross.
Well, it's gross. I mean, don't you all eat it?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, all the time, actually.
Oh, so who's gross now?
Jack is just staring at these three.
Maybe don't be hurtful. Just saying. Got feelings.
I'm sorry, man, you're right. We're sorry.
All good.
Puts a big sooty hand out for a fist bump.
Yeah, she returns it and sees the soot on the back of her knuckles, and she's like, oh, right, and does the disguise self again.
When Jack sees you starting to cast the spell, he'll say, "Hey, maybe be a kid too."
Oh yeah, if you could do a kid, that'd be good.
Oh, you're super right. I don't know if I can get that short.
Huh.
You'd be a tall kid.
Were there tall kids?
There were all kinds of kids. As long as you could be qualified as a kid in the strictest sense of the term. There was nobody there that was over 13. But yeah, there are many kids. But there's also no toddlers. So
Yeah.
Were there any other giant cookies?
none that you could see.
That sucks.
All right, yeah, so she casts it again, and this time she makes herself, still that foot shorter and sort of skinny looking, and has on short pants and a little raggedy shirt, and her hair is still that sort of greasy black hair. She doesn't really do anything about the eyes though, but she does make sure that all of her fur and or feathers are hiding.
So she turns into Huckleberry Snape.
Yep, exactly. Huckleberry Snape.
Cool. Huckleberry Snape it is. All right, and the rest of y'all?
I'm going to at least try to sneak a little bit as we go in.
All right, Halley?
Hallie's gonna ask Gumdrop, like, okay, was there just kids? Like what kind of kids? Like goat kids? Or like deer kids? Or like just humans? Or
No, it's just all little human kids.
oh, Jack, should I sneak?
Yeah. Stick with me. We'll stay in the alleys.
Okay.
Is there any way you guys could look like kids too?
I'm way too grown up for that.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Never been a kid.
It might be wise, if you're trying to keep a low profile, to see if there's anything in the town that could potentially help you. Maybe something that gives an effect of invisibility or illusion.
Yeah.
Thanks, voice and head.
Maybe we'll find something in the town, like something that can, like, I don't know, make you invisible or look like a child.
Oh, like something with the power of illusion. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'll go check.
And then he does some like hand signs with his giant gingerbread hands, and then fades back into the shadows again.
So you find yourself back in the town.
Now I'm looking for shops, maybe, that have magic type items.
Your eyes are brought again to the long line of children outside of the shop with the cat head emblem. But I'll let you roll for perception and see if there's anything that might be helpful.
I guess the Yule Cat might be sufficiently important for him to have had that part of the programming. Like he might know what it is.
He is fairly important, yes.
I mean, that's a 10.
You're able not only to see the shop that you are pretty confident is the shop of the Yule Cat, but you also see a couple of other shops that are a little bit less flashy, is the word that I will use. You see one shop that has a very, very, very small display of items that might have some kind of magical property to them. You see a set of hair combs, you see a watch, you see a pocket chain, you see a lighter, you see a couple of what you think might have once been Christmas ornaments, but have been smashed into some kind of powder that's in a jar.
These are on a table, like outside.
No, they're behind a little dirty glass window as like a display for a shop.
They're in a shop. Okay.
Roll perception for me one more time looking at this.
That's better. That is a dirty 20.
Under a couple of the items you can see obscured is a carving of two birds with their beaks touching.
Under all of the items or under a specific item?
Under like 3 or 4 of them. Like it looks like they were organized to obscure it.
How well lit does that shop look on the inside?
It's pretty dim and dingy, but it does have light.
Enough light to cast shadows?
Oh, yeah, there's shadows.
Okay.
You reappear inside the shop, or you stay in the shadows inside the shop.
Right.
You see that the shop is empty, aside from a few more displays of items, and a little girl, probably no more than 6, standing at the counter. She very clearly once had these big doe eyes and these pretty ringlet curls, but now everything's kind of mussed and fussed. It looks like nobody's been taking very good care of her for some time now.
She see me yet? Or am I still hidden?
You're still hidden.
Am I close to that table?
You are close to the table.
Can I conceivably just take all that shit off the table?
Roll sleight of hand for me.
I'll do that.
Stealing from this sad child.
Listen, we will feed her later. That's an 11.
I have terrible news for you that that didn't work in Grave of the Fireflies. It's probably not going to work here.
How dare you reference Grave of the Fireflies in our charming Christmas game?
I'm just saying. You're able to take 3 items, but you're not able to do more before you make it a little bit too much noise. I'll let you pick which ones you grab.
Hair combs, watch, Christmas ornament powder.
Perfect.
I would love it if there was a small table or shelf or something in the girl's sight, but like facing the opposite direction, where I could minor illusion like a loaf of bread.
I will allow that, though that's very cruel.
I don't have feelings.
And the little girl, like, gets down from the stool that she was clearly sitting at to, like, make her tall enough to be over the counter and trot over to the table, trying to grab the bread. Her hands pass through it. And you notice something. She lets out a sigh. She's not confused. She's not upset. She seems disappointed, but in the way that she was expecting disappointment.
Did that give me a chance to grab any more things? I have a plan here.
I'll let you grab one more thing, you absolute psychopath.
I don't know what else was up there. Just something else. And then I'm going to go back out into the wherever we were before.
Grab the lighter.
Okay, lighter. As soon as I pop back up, back where the group is, I'm just going to be like, can I have my share of the fish now?
We have to go back out that way to get it.
Gum-D.R.O.P, if you're hungry, you can just have one of my cookies if you're hungry.
Yeah. We've all got them.
I need something a little more nutritious, I think.
What's more nutritious than a cookie?
Yeah.
It's the most balanced meal there is.
Yeah.
So many calories.
Fish with lemons.
It has eggs and it has sugar, butter,
Flour.
Magic.
stuff, love.
Are you getting your daily vitamin dose of love?
How much time would it waste if I went back to get some fish? Like a lot?
Like, there and back again, it'd take you, like, probably 45 minutes.
13 months to the day.
That's a very good call. Thank you for that, Austin. Okay, can I just give me some cookies then?
All right, yeah.
Halley will, she'll grab some from her pack and give them to you. Or rations.
Christmas rations.
Cedar hands over a bunch.
Before he takes them, he does like wash his mitt off in the snow so that it's cleaner. And then he makes a plate with his hand.
Do you want me to make it easier for you to carry them? And Cedar pulls out like a nice, it's not too nice, but it's just like a nice little hanky.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it'd be nice. Thank you.
All right, yeah. And then she just wraps them up very nice, neat, and beautifully and like folds a little bow into it. She's like, there you go.
Does anyone have any parchment?
I have a notebook.
Could I get a piece of paper?
Sure.
I have a crowbar.
I don't
That's
think
not gonna help.
that's not a notebook or paper. It's not even a pen, really. I mean, I guess it could be, depending on what you're writing on. Yeah, here's some paper.
Okay. I'm just going to write sorry and then draw a little heart and then tear that off and just shove it into the satchel. And then shadow step back into the store and leave it like on the place where the watch and stuff was.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm stepping back into the shadow, I'm going to like knock on something and then disappear.
You're not able to see the little girl notice your package, but you get the feeling inside of having done a very good thing. You have a moment where you have the Christmas spirit sort of well up inside you, but it feels like it's gone as quickly as it came. That warm, loving feeling is just gone. And inside, like where that emotion was, you feel just kind of hollow.
How is G.U.M.D.R.O.P feeling in general? Like, he runs on Christmas magic. That's his power source.
You've never really felt fatigue before, but this is what has been described to you as that sensation.
So just exhausted.
Imagine that, like, you know, you're walking into your job and you had a terrible night of sleep, and like you did the thing where you wake up too early and then you look at the clock and you're like, you start doing sleep math.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep falling asleep and then waking up and looking at the clock and doing sleep math. And it's that fitful back and forth. That kind of tired.
I'm very familiar with that.
I aggressively hate how everyone on this call started nodding knowingly.
G.U.M.D.R.O.P comes back and, like, solemn, weirdly solemn, just kind of holds out the trinkets that he's gotten. He goes, I don't know what these are, but they seemed important. Also, they were on a carving of 2 turtle doves.
Oh, was that what the cookies were for?
Can doves eat cookies?
No.
Definitely not a carving of one.
Well, maybe it's like magic.
I didn't think about that.
You know, I said it's all kids in there. So these were in a shop, and I kind of took them. And I had to distract the girl that's running the shop. And I put up some bread to like trick her. She seemed real upset about it. That's why I wanted to get her some food.
We're not supposed to take the presents from the kids. We have to give presents to the kids.
I don't think it was a present. It was out like it was for sale. Like the nunchucks. But I didn't have any of those coin thingies.
We could have gave you some, but then again, you also didn't want her to see you.
Oh yeah, I think that would have been worse.
We can pay her back when we figure this out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We could bring her some fish then.
Fish?
Yeah, we've got so much fish.
It's gross.
It's not gross. It was really good.
Frozen.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I don't have any, so I don't know.
What do these things do?
I don't really know.
Let's find out. And Cedar's gonna grab the lighter and flick it.
So as you flick the lighter, you notice that no flame comes out. What does happen is a lit, what appears to be oil, begins to bubble out and run over the lighter. So you tilt it away from yourself because it feels hot. As you tilt it away from yourself, it streams down and hits the cobblestones, and it stays lit and hot everywhere it pools.
She's gonna like back away and be like, "Oh, yep, nope, I don't like that. Let's maybe be a little do as I say, not as I do, right? And be a little more careful with the next one, because that's terrifying."
Yeah, I don't like hot.
Yeah, no, we'll keep this one very far away from you for sure.
I'll like pick up the pocket watch and kind of look at it.
It looks almost completely mundane. Nothing about it seems interesting. But you can feel this sort of love kind of radiating out of it. The cover is closed, so you're unable to see the hands move, but you can hear ticking coming from the inside.
Yeah, open it up.
As you open it up and your eyes hit the glass, looking at the time, you feel for a moment that you are ripped back through time. And you find yourself standing in your happiest moment.
Holding my babies for the first time.
You get about a full minute before you find yourself back in your form, looking at the watch.
This thing is cool. It makes you feel good. It makes you think of good memories. I guess we might be able to use it.
G.U.M.D.R.O.P takes the bottle of powder, the jar of powder, and just kind of takes the lid off.
It's got a little cork. It's probably, if you take your middle finger and your thumb and stretch it out about as wide as you can and hold something in a single hand, that's about the size of it.
G.U.M.D.R.O.P uncorks the thing and he looks to see if the powder is reacting at all, if it just sort of does anything on its own.
It glitters.
He carefully pours out just a tiny amount.
As it hits the ground, you can hear the sound of bells. As this glitter, as this powder, whatever it is, reacts with touching the ground, you can see that the soot is completely repelled. Everything in the space is made clean. And growing out of the ground, forming out of the atoms of the cobblestones themselves, sits a neatly wrapped small present.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's good. And he reaches down and he grabs the present.
The present seems to react a little as soon as it's touched. As you shake it, you can hear something clattering inside.
Oh, yeah. And I open it.
You find 5 regular darts.
Kunai.
So while G.U.M.D.R.O.P is opening his present and everything, I am going to make a wild assumption that the combs have been dropped and or forgotten, and I think Halley will just sniff around them, check them out.
There is a feeling of love around these, Halley, that you can pick up on pretty easily. There's a sort of moroseness to this love, but it's there, and you can feel it all the same.
Hey, Cedar.
Yeah?
You should try these combs out. They feel kind of funky.
All right. What do you? Well, do you want to try them or do you want me to try them? What do you want?
I'm not good at it. I tried. You could try it on me if you wanted, or you could try it on you, or we could. Well, no. I think we're the ones with like feathers and hair for the most part. Jack, I think it looks like hair, but it's just ice, and I think that wouldn't go well.
All right. That didn't answer the question.
Yeah. That's good. Wait. No. Yeah. No. What do you want?
I want you to be happy.
Yeah, and I want you to be happy. So what would be better than for the combs? Okay, wait, you try it on me. You try it on me first. That way if it's bad, then it's good.
So are you wearing both combs or a single comb?
One at first?
All right. As you put one comb on your head and Cedar holds the other, it doesn't appear that anything happens.
Okay, but does it look cool?
It does look very nice.
Okay. Do the other one.
All right, yeah. And she'll tuck the other one into Hallie's fur.
Halley, as you wear both combs, you can feel and be conscious of your wants. What happens for you for a moment is you think, I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to save these kids. I want to be able to help Christmas. And to do that, you know that you need to blend in somehow, or you need to hide. You look down because you feel something shift in your body. And you see that you're much shorter than you were. You still have hooves, you still have fur, but it's all black now. Your antlers have become sort of curled horns in the back. You are a little black goat. Or, to be more colloquial, you are a kid.
Does it look cool?
Cedar looks down and she's like, oh my God, Hallie.
What?
You're adorable.
She starts like trying to spin around and hop and like look at herself.
You do all of the clippy clops and the bouncing around, and you've got the happy little goat tail just like swashing back and forth really fast.
This is so cool. I'm a kid. And she'll just start like hopping around, bouncing, jumping up on stuff, and then staying up on top of stuff because being up high is cool when you're a baby goat.
You notice that you're much better at climbing than you've ever were before.
This is awesome. Wait, I don't know if I can still fly. Should I try it?
Why not?
All right, and she'll just jump off whatever she's on into air.
So you jump, ready to do your through the sky prance, and you fall to the ground, catching yourself, fortunately, before you shatter your goat bones. But you can't fly as whatever this is.
Okay, no flying.
It'll still help you blend in. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, do I have to stay this way forever?
No,
No.
I hope not.
No, sure, no. You mean try and take them off?
Yeah, okay.
And Cedar will take off the combs.
As you pull them off, she almost follows you in growing, like as you're pulling the combs away. She goes right back to being Halley.
No, I think you're good.
Okay, put them back in.
She puts them back in.
Shook!
Halley continues to just bop around.
Those are so cool.
Do you want to try him?
I don't even know, like, what? Is it going to turn me into a goat?
I mean, it turned me into a goat, so probably, right?
Probably. I think we can try them later on me.
Okay.
For now, we should get in there.
All right.
All right. With your new equipment together and a better feeling of safety now that you have someone disguised, someone transformed, one of you covered in soot, and the other generally being the cool guy he normally is. You get your bearings and head deeper into the city of coal, wondering what lays in front of you.